Yes, some very, very annoying problems, but the important thing is we're all here. The stream is still up. The season is still about to start. We're in for a cracking night. We've got 19 drivers in the lobby. It's going to be a superb season. Fourth in our history. I don't think we actually thought we'd get this far, but we've managed it. And somehow we've stayed in the comedy box together. Most other leagues, they would have sacked us by now, but now we're elite. We're staying up here, and it's going to be a fantastic season. I cannot wait. Yeah, yeah, well, ah, dear. This is superb, isn't it? I mean, you have a little bit of a 15-second window. He might well have made that, actually. But that's Red Matt leaving, actually, so he's definitely not made it. Unless the game has taken a minute to take him out of the pit lane, so I'd assume he's already out of this. Ooh, Cam's here. Yes. Oh, way too late. Yes, and then Yuri just hasn't got it at all. They haven't got a time glitch on. We haven't got a timing glitch on our screen, have we? Because it wouldn't be the first time this has happened in an online lobby where we have a timer that's ahead of what they see. Yes, well, we'll see if Yuri comes out now, then I'd say our timer's a minute ahead. I'd say it's our timer. I think our timer's the problem. I'm sure we can probably get a driver to confirm that. I'm going to ask just in the chat if anyone can tell us what time's on their timer. Indeed, yes. I've not been sacked from that role. I'm just doing the research bit for this very short time. 15 minutes 30, says Jamie. So yes, our timer is 1 minute ahead. So when that says 14:30, it actually means 15:30. So we apologise for that. Of course, there's nothing we can do about that. This is a glitch that's been in the game for years, and something which Codemasters claimed that they had fixed. You can say that about a lot of things, though. But that doesn't stop Red Matt coming round to start his lap. The important thing is, he's come out in his slot, we think. Lovely livery, though. Here is Red Matt. He's, like I say, this orange on the livery, it's striking. I'm actually liking the liveries on this game a lot more than last year's at the moment, because there's a lot more variety with the different paint finishes and general design just being better at the early stages of the game. And this is an absolute beauty. Now you'll see it when we get into the proper sunlight, because most of this is taking place in the shadows. But as he heads around Red Matt, at least he hasn't hit the wall yet. Is it windy where you are, Jacko, or are you just breathing? Oh dear. Oh, it's awful. Yeah. I've had to turn my fan off because it does that with me as well. Where it just the fan, it's excruciating, but you got to do it. But here comes Red Matt. He's still heading right. Hasn't bended it, like I say, so you should be able to see this car very much in the light. You will all have to be getting used to these liveries tonight. First time we're seeing it all in the flesh. And like I say, it's going to be the first time on the board, so he will be the first man to top a session, and for as short as it may be, or for as long as it may be, of the whole season, he will have that title. And as he comes around the final couple of corners now, it's just that straight blast down towards the finish line. And let's see what the first lap time of the new season is going to be. DRS is open, flat out 205 miles an hour, and here it is. It's a 1 minute 38.6. That is the time to beat. Yes. Yes, he's done it in the pit lane. I wonder why that is. Has he missed his slot? I think he missed his slot. Yeah, he missed his slot here. I think he was 15:30. And that's long gone, isn't it? I think that's who it was. Yeah. And what a livery to do it in, I must say. This is a banger as well. Look at this. I'm loving these liveries already. We've only seen two, and this is incredible. I'm loving this. I am going to have a field day with these on the formation lab as Yuri comes to the line. The livery is topping the session at the moment. Very nice to see. You can't be heard on stream. Oh dear. I can. Can I? Can we confirm that I can be heard? I can't see the chat. Okay, right, hold on a minute. Let me see. Someone in the chat tell me right now that you can hear my beautiful voice. Which would be quite impressive. Well, hey, you can hear me. So actually, it was me that introduced it. Ha! Have that. Yes. Even if I've had catastrophes, your catastrophes appear to be worse than mine. But oh dear. Yes, well, I don't know. I think I had to do this as well. You have to turn your mic mute off. There's like 2 or 3 different mutes you have to turn off. It's really annoying, and I wasn't entirely sure how to do it. I think you need to go first into party settings, probably. Yeah, yes, so you need to go into party settings and you'll find stuff there, but I shall now babble over Cloudy Balloons, who's got a puke coloured car by the looks of it this year. I think it's meant to look gold, but it feels a bit more, you know, odd coloured, but still, the ambition's there. If you got a nice shiny livery for that colour, it would look fantastic. I've tried many a time to make a gold livery and they just don't work all the time, which is a shame. But hey, livery doesn't. 38.5. And look at it, we've got another banger of a livery here for the next time up. Can you be heard, do you think? Well, that's useful. I think it's the one before. I don't quite know what to say. FMC underscore marriage. I'm gonna have to learn how to say your name. Yeah, let's just go Marin. I can never get it. I assume he's Dutch with a name like that. It's always the Dutch names that can't. Apparently you still can't be heard. Apparently you still can't be heard, by the way. But he's gone P1. Marriage. But yes, you're gonna have to figure it out, Jack. I can carry you for a while. I shall just babble over the next lap, which is MK Born this time. And yes, as he comes round, another livery with this template. I don't think I actually purchased this template. You gotta ask the chat. Because I can hear you the whole time. But, yeah, as MK Born comes round the last couple of corners, the rainbow on his halo, the purplish blue all over his black car, very stylish livery. Let's see if he can get into the 1 minute 37s, that's where you need to be at the moment. No, he can't even get into the 38th, so he must have had a poor lap. He is the slowest of all by some distance. And apparently it's pronounced Marine. Marine. I'll just call you Marine. Yeah. Yeah, Marine. We can go with that. Yeah. So, Sousa next. Where's he? I'm gonna have to figure out where his name is on this, because he's a name I haven't seen too much before. Which one is he, Joko? Alright, Vitinho. How did I not figure that out? Sorry, Vitinho, yeah. I know who you are, I know exactly who you are. I've raced you plenty of times. Yes, there he is. He's gone P6 there on the timings, and this name is even more difficult. Christian Hataro. I hope I've pronounced that correctly. What is his username? Let's see if we can find him somewhere on all this. Watch this be someone I know as well. First time I've ever heard his name as well. I'm always used to these usernames, but there you go. That's what happens when you live on Twitter and no one has their actual names, but oh well. SD Mats then, heading round. Let's see this livery. It's a nice one. I quite like it actually. It's different, isn't it? But yeah, it kind of works. It'll stand out on track, definitely. As Jacko still can't be heard, so our conversation must sound properly weird because I'm just asking questions and getting no answer and agreeing with myself. Basically, that's what that sounds like. As SD Mats qualifies in P7 for now. I imagine times like this will end up near towards the back. I know it's not necessarily as easy to predict as last time because this qualifying isn't on really championship order for this game. It's more last game, which isn't exactly accurate because some people might have got quicker or slower since last year, but still it's a decent way of ordering it for today, as Jordan now goes up to P7 and the time next after him is OKK, who I think has just hit the wall. Jacko, can you be heard now, do you think? He must. Yeah, he's absolutely ruined his lap then with that little tap into the wall, because you could see how much he was undershooting on the way up into the castle section, and I imagine he will struggle here as well as he heads. It's something that we're going to have to deal with a lot this season, because of simulation damage, pretty much a little tiny tap will session, race, qualifying, doesn't matter which one. If you have floor damage or something like that, which is a real concern on simulation damage, you will have your race ruined. And with how aggressive these guys are in this league, and with how the rules allow it as well, you could see a few people ending up out of the race just through pure damage, out of their control, a lot more often, as OKK goes P10 with the damage. And we can now go to see Pete, the first ever champion, is still here, and another nice livery. We've got rid of all of this stupid orange rubbish that we had last year. He's decided, yeah, I didn't. I've been waiting for this one. It's a much nice livery. Again, using this template. It's a very nice template. Some fantastic liveries have been made with it so far. As Pete comes round the final few corners now and onto the main straight. 4 minutes to go in qualifying. All the big headers are here. And let's see if Pete can put himself right up to the top of the timing sheets for now. It's a 37.9 to beat. And he beats it. Pete has gone P1. Now, Mr. Spears. I have made way too many puns about a certain singer because he's got a similar surname. I'm not very creative, but here he is, nearly hitting the wall, and he's got an orange and green livery, so it'll be hard to miss this one on track, won't it? But as he heads round, let's see what time he will be able to achieve in it. As he heads round. Only, like I say, a few more to go after this. We're going to have, I think, 7 drivers left at this, because Cam did get out there, so he is on a lap at the moment, but there's a few more that will cross the line before he does. You can already see Kyle in the pits is considering the medians, as Kieran goes P11. I wonder if he also had a poor lap, as we see Thomas. No Thomas. Ah, good. I was going to say where's his name gone, but yes, here he is. Moza. Yes, there's plenty of sponsors all over the cars now. Something that's been part of the game for 2 years, but now it's finally been implemented. Yeah, go figure. As Clyde Moza comes to the line, he's P13 at the moment. He'll go up to P12, and now we've only got 6 to go. Jake will be next up, and he is definitely here, and he's definitely got a nice livery. These liveries are banging tonight, I gotta say. It's great to see a new game come round and just have everyone with such great liveries as Jake comes through. Still, those top 2 of Pete and Marine, they're just so quick at the minute, and they've just been untouchable so far. So these last few laps have really got to get right in there as Jake comes through. And shortly after him, very shortly after him, will be Cam. He's actually just behind him at the moment on that start-finish straight. So Jake goes P3. And Cam, here he is, straight away. Also on the back straight. Also crossing the line. And he's going P4. Right. Another statement then for Iceman, who is running the same livery as Pete. Well, I say we're in the same livery. It's a little different. I sense a bit more of a purple tinge to this one. I think. It looks nice regardless, even if it is the same livery, but it's such a nice format for a livery. I've gotta steal this one back from the transfer market. I'm getting too much into FIFA. It's a good thing I own this now. I bet they'll call it that one day. But they better buy the livery of the store, because it is a binder. I hope it'll still be available at some point, because I've got to make some good liveries of this one. Because these guys have convinced me that it's a very good one. As Iceman comes up the hill. It's got a very nice helmet design as well. Different finishes on the helmet this year. Most of last year we had just the same boring finish, but you can see all the metallic stuff in his helmets and stuff. The customization, I'll give it that. Codemasters, you've done a good job this year. And Iceman, as we saw, had a wee slide. He's given it everything on his lap. He broke quite late there. I think he might have missed the apex a little bit. He would have been maybe happier to go a little bit earlier into the corner, but I think it's a competitive middle sector. This should still be up there with the top guys, but let's see. As he comes round the final corners, will Iceman be able to get into that top three? Even will he be able to get into the front row? A few more cars behind him still on laps. We're going to have Jamie next, and we're going to have Kyle and Arnold. But here's Iceman first, and he goes second, just a tenth off. Here's Jamie. He's heading on the medium tyres through the castle section. This is something that we've seen from him quite a lot last season. And even though he quit the league, he's back again and trying to win again. Yes. Quitting after that shambolic, in fairness, Canadian Grand Prix, which really didn't affect him too much, but it angered him so much he left the league anyway. But here he is. He's running the number 19. He's got a nice sort of maroon colour on his car. None of this stupid Lotus stuff either. So a lot of the rubbish liveries that we've seen in the past have been eradicated as Jamie comes around the last couple of corners now. And when he sees the checkered flag, which is out now, his time will go up on the board. And after that, we'll only have Kyle and Arnold, who are both heading round the laps at the moment. But first of all, Jamie, will the gamble work? No, he's 13th fastest, so I guess he should have qualified on the soft. But being 1.7 seconds off, I don't think he would have been struggling. Would have been challenging the top runners anyway. I think that's quite a slow time for his standards. But anyway, 13th fastest, so he probably will fall down to 15th once the top two come round. But let's see that first. No one's invalidated a lap yet, interestingly, as Kyle comes around. Let's see if we can keep that up for the last couple of laps. I know Newgard missed his slot, but actual laps done. Everyone's completed them, which is nice. But Kyle, middle sector, it's down on what Iceman was doing, so it certainly wouldn't be challenging Pete. At the minute, it's still a speed 1-2. And we'll see if Kyle can get up there. Again, a nice livery using that same template, I think, again, that we've seen others using. It is just so nice. But let's see if Kyle can go up the grid. I don't think, like I say, it'll be at the very front. It's P5. It's a decent time. It's a decent time. But this is it. Here comes Arnold now. Let's see if he can get himself right up to the front. Nice livery on his car as well. A lot of good liveries. But let's see if this one goes P1. I'm surprised he hasn't taken Zipstream off Iceman there. He could have gained maybe half a tenth, but let's see Arnold anyway. I think it's going to be pole regardless. It is by half a second. Arnold on pole here in Baku. Can we hear your mic, Jacko? Oh, right. Okay. Well, that's gone well. So Arnold then ends up on pole by half a second. Isn't the first time we've seen someone just turn up and dominate a qualifying session? Khalifa sort of dominated a bit of last season in the early stages, but it still came down right to the final race where he wasn't dominating it, basically. You would have thought he would dominate it, but Arnold was his main challenge. See, I'm not. If gameplay's not on screen, you're not going to hear anything from me. But oh well, I'll talk anyway. I hope so. It didn't work out on PS4, but we're on PS5 now. We're above that. But anyway, hopefully if you can hear me, all rides on pole from Pete, Iceman, Marine. Hope that's right. If it's wrong, I'm so sorry. Jake, Kyle, Cam, Clyde, Yuri, and Red Matt. Then Jamie, Patino, Jordan, Estimat, Jamie, and then MK Born, and then Kieran, Mazza, and OKK was the last time. And Newgarden missed his slot, and so was done. So, I haven't actually seen what the weather was going to be for the race. I haven't really been asking anybody. We've been too busy worrying about the issues. But hopefully, we're going to turn around here and see some changeable conditions. But nah, it's a nice sunny evening in Azerbaijan. Hopefully. It's Khalifa. Khalifa, our reporter, I guess, he's our reporter. Tell us if you can hear. In fact, I could probably check it as well. Actually, hold on. Hopefully, we're gonna turn around here and see some changeable conditions. But yeah. Well, I'm gonna just turn the stream on, see if I can hear you myself. This is a big moment. I think it's just repeating itself, actually, my stream. Ugh, this is not good. Luckily, the lobby appears to have had some issues here. Either that or no one's bothering to ready up, so we might be given a saviour here. But, right, let's see. Nothing's being said in the chat anyway, so I guess we have no idea. Right, you just speak for like 10 seconds and I'll see if anything pops up on stream. Nothing's being said in the chat anyway, so I guess we have no idea. Right, you just speak for like 10 seconds and I'll see if anything pops up on stream. Anyway, so I guess we have no idea. Right, you just speak for like 10 seconds. My stream's very delayed. It likes to repeat itself over and over and over again. I hope my... What? My voice is repeating over and over again. I'm not even making that up. What the hell is... Can I just ask? Is everything I'm saying being repeated, or is the stream just lagging for me a lot? Because it feels like I've said the same thing 5 or 6 times there, and the pictures aren't following what I'm saying. Because that could be a real problem, that. If something dramatic happens and you just hear me say, if you just hear me say, if you just hear me say, if you just hear me... You know, you get what I mean? That's really kind of annoying. Lagging on my... Okay, good, so you can still hear me properly. Right, good. So, well, I guess Jacko can still update me on things, but you won't be able to hear him, unfortunately. Which is fun. But, actually, I'll go through the grid once again. Yes. If I ever stop talking, it's because Jacko's telling me something really important. So I'm just going to go through the liveries then again and just give you all a wee look, see what we're dealing with this season. Alright, obviously on pole, he's got the gold and he's got the purple. Very nice. Now, is Pete's different to Iceman's livery? I feel Iceman's is more purple. I'd say that is more purple. A subtle difference, but I do like both their liveries. The Speed Boys coming out with something very sexy indeed. And then Mariah, as you can see, he's got... You see, his sponsors are a nice blue colour, but the main livery is actually just a black, white and green. It's very nice as well. I'm very much a fan of that. The halo stuff as well makes the onboard look quite nice. And then Jake as well, he's got sort of maroon and he's got the... Well, that's more just sort of red actually, isn't it? And then the white and the green and the black, you know him for last season. Kyle as well with the striking green, very similar to Marine, he's very nice as well. I can't say it. I'm gonna just say Marine. I think it's funnier if you call him Marine, because I don't know how to say his name. You might have even been able to hear him. You might have even been able to hear him laugh. He laughed so loudly at that, so I think it's a hit, that name. But yes, you can see the rest of the liveries. I'm sure I'll get to the like cloudy balloons at some point. It just looks a bit like sick at the minute, and Cam's is nice as well. It's a deep green. Yuri's is nice. It's the same sort of template that the speed drivers are using. Same template that Same template that quite a few of them are using. Obviously Red Mat's very red, so red that it's actually turned orange, his livery. And then Jamie's is running the same template as OKK. His is green, OKK's is a purplish blue. And then Vitinho's got the colours of the flag of Brazil, I assume that's meant to be. Jordan, oh, there's been an accident. Mariah has crashed. Or he's maybe just put the brakes on. He's stopped on the back straight, but he's moving again now. Jordan's going around, nice livery. Didn't see any of it actually, I don't think, on his lap, but it does look quite nice. As do the rest. We've given our opinions on the rest of them, because we've actually got to think about the start of this race now. New Gardens, can't get a good view of his, but I think it's running the same template as the speed guys. But here he is then, parking it up on the back of the grid. Marine is parking it up in P4. I think he's actually going to be the last one to get onto the grid. I don't know why he was so slow, but he has arrived now. And the lights are on, all 5 are on. It's Arnoud from Pete, and Season 4 will be underway eventually. The lights have gone out, the drivers aren't moving, now they are. As we head down towards turn 1, who's going to have the best start? I believe it's actually relatively even Stevens towards the front. Anyone going to go for any silly dive bombs? They've been quite clean so far, a few 3 wides. Turn 2 actually tends to be when you get the most incidents on this track, because you always think, oh, I've got through this first corner now, and then you realise how tight the second one is. But they all appear to be getting through very cleanly indeed, except for Kieran, who's been disqualified from the race altogether. And there's a missing front wing for someone, I think. Trying to see, I think it's MK Bourne is missing his whole front wing, so I don't know what's happened there. He's then hit New Garden too. No safety cars or anything like that, but it could be virtuals. As we see Arnoud continuing to lead, he's already 1.3 seconds clear. A very good start from him. As we all head round, is that Kyle, just trying to have a look, and Mariah as well. Mariah, sorry, I'm gonna have to figure this name out. Mariah, yes, Mariah. Ah yes, a few moments. I think there's a couple more as well, because we've got Jamie now, side by side with Cam, who's just backed off. So I wonder if he's hit the wall or something, or is he just not wanting to fight this early on into the race. We all know how lethal the damage model is on this game. You've got to be so careful. As we head round, Arnoud might well have won this race already, to be honest with you, Jack. Unless he gets the bad safety car lock. He's already 2 seconds clear at the end of that one. And Jake's in the wall. That could be safety car. That's going to be safety car, because Red Mat's in the wall as well. Jamie's out of the race too. And the safety car's out. And Arnoud, and Pete, and Iceman, and Mariah, they've all pitted. Everyone's in the pit lane. Now, how many of them got into the pit lane before the safety car came out? And how many of them forgot the rules of the league? I'd say Arnoud was in the pits anyway, so it's okay. No one's changing front wings, apart from Jamie, in fairness. He hasn't actually got from it. And we've lost Cloudy. Cloudy's binned it under the safety car. He's facing backwards on the pit lane exit. I'd love to know how he's managed that, but a lot of cars have just pitted, and I don't think many of them had damage. I'd say, oh, puncture for the race leader, the net race leader. Arnoud has just punctured on Cloudy Balloon's debris. He's going to have to go the whole way round with a front left puncture. Has he got any more? Who else has punctures, or is Arnoud the only one? I believe Jake's in the wall with puncture as well. Jake had a puncture, he's into the wall as well. They've all got to avoid that damage on the pit lane exit, because it's lethal round here. The damage model, as said, it was severe, and that's what happens. So, Arnoud, that tyre's going to keep delaminating as he heads round the lap. You can see the front left is all the way down. The rubber is stripping away from the chassis, and you can see that's only going to get more and more difficult to drive. The only good news is that you can't be overtaken under safety car, although he does appear to be being overtaken, so maybe you get some white flags and you can have him pass the slow cars, because he is properly slow. Can he get up the castle section with a broken front wing, broken tyre? He can, but not very quickly. So, this is really annoying, because I would get Jacko to explain the safety car rules now, but he isn't going to, so I'm going to do my best attempt at it. From what I can tell, well, yes, how about this? I'll give my attempt at saying it first, and then you can correct me, because no one will be able to hear you correcting me, so I look like a genius either way. From what I can tell, safety car, you cannot pit when the safety car comes in, because you've got to do one green flag lap first. punctures, are they on the damage scale that you have to pit under, Jacko? Good, because Arnoud's going to be pitting with this, I'd imagine. And also, when the safety car comes in, you're not allowed to go until the start-finish line. So Cam, once that safety car comes in, he has to wait until he gets to the start-finish line, which is right at the end of the start-finish straight, before he can put his foot down. And that's by all that's changed for the safety car this season, isn't it? Well, yes. I'd say... I think Ryan might actually end up being his name. Now, some of you who haven't watched JACKOCAR before, you might be wondering, why did everyone pit on lap 1? You're thinking, that's probably a weird strategy anyway, because surely you'd want to make your one and only stop about halfway through the race. But no, mandatory 2-stop here, remember? So actually, Arnoud with that puncture, you might be thinking, oh, it's the end of the day, oh, he's on the hards now, what's he doing? But at least he doesn't have to make another stop. Cam has to make 2 more, and he's the race leader, and so Arnoud might find himself back at the front. That's why those guys were pitting when the safety car came out. And I'll just run through everyone who has stopped. They are Pete, Iceman, Meringue, Kyle, Patino, Jamie, MK Bourne and Arnoud. The only one who's made is 2 stops. Everybody else has to make 1 stop and then another stop later on. Well, it wouldn't be the first time he's had damage under safety car, and it's led to him having victories. Well, the hards he's on, but they're going to be quite slow. That's the problem he's got. But he was 2 seconds clear by the end of lap 1, so he does have the pace. And now that safety car is probably going to stay another lap because of Arnoud actually. So he's actually given himself 1 lap less to get through the field once we go green again. Have you sorted the mic? Alright, I'll give you a suggestion. Right, have you actually gone onto the sort of bar and hit the mic option rather than go to party settings? Like, just hit the PlayStation button once, go over to the microphone section. Is that on mute? Because that's the problem I had. We could hear each other, but mine was still muted even though everyone else wasn't. Icon, and if you click that, does the second option down, mute, is it actually muted? Because it can be muted, and that's what happened with me in the Championship 5. Oh. Right. That's kind of annoying. Can you speak through the wireless controller? Because you could do... It would be better than nothing. You could just change your mic to the wireless controller, and we'd have to run with that. But it'd be better if you could. Right, well, Jacko is going to continue without any commentary for the rest of the race, and I guess that's a bit of a shame, because he doesn't want to use his controller as a mic. Yes, that's good information. Stages lap 6 and lap 12, audience. That's what Jacko's feeding me information about now. And yes, Red Matt just saying in the chat what happened to him. We were watching it, man. Obviously, the car going off into the wall. He did have nowhere to go, and it was a real shame that crash. But it also took out Jamie, I think, who was a bit of an innocent bystander as well. Now Arnoud has passed MK Bourne because MK Bourne has had an accident under the safety car. That might keep it out 1 more lap because he's not on the back of the pack anymore. He hasn't hit anything, I don't think, though. He's just had a wee spin. Hope Arnoud hasn't actually tipped him round. He hasn't got any damage on his car that I can see. But let's see, is that safety car going to come in this lap? I imagine it will. I don't see why it wouldn't at this point because the MK Bourne has actually caught the back of it now. Because when the safety car says it's coming in, you'll get a little bit of slowdown anyway. But if it is going in, it's taking its time. Remember, if those lights do go out, Cam can't go until the start-finish line. But it isn't going in, so we're going to have another lap of safety car around here. Surely you can try something. Try something, Jacko. You've got one more lap. Go into every single option. Every single option. See what you can do. Every single thing. Go into the party menu. Go into your party settings. Please tell me you did check that first, like I told you to, right? I did say this on stream, folks, by the way. You can go back and you'll see I did say it.
They'll be able to hear me now.
I did tell you to check that first, you know.
Can you confirm that in chat you can hear me?
Yes, chat, please. Feel free, if you can hear him, call him a blithering idiot.
I'm really sorry. My intro was amazing as well, but that was 36 minutes ago.
Yes, you can be heard. So, let me just get this straight. So the first thing I told you to do, you didn't do it.
Oh, bro. Anyway, have we enjoyed the race so far? It's good, isn't it?
Well, there hasn't been much racing, sadly. We've been under safety car for 4 laps. You can talk now.
Well, seeing as I couldn't be heard, I was just replying to a message. If you continue for the remainder of this lap, I'll be back with you, if that's all right.
We spend half an hour trying to get it sorted, and the second he's back, he's gone again.
League owner, he does what he wants.
Yes. Anyway.
By the way, the viewers have gone up since I've been able to talk. I don't know if you noticed that as well.
Yeah, we've also lost 5 cars from the start of this race. That might have something to do with it as well. Hello, retired drivers who must be in the chat now. You're lucky you've caught us when there's 2 of us now. You haven't had me. Jacko had the same issue I had in the Championship 5, so you can't bully him too much because it did happen to me too. Because we're streaming on PS5. This is only my second stream on PS5, and it's probably his first one, or one of his first ones. Is it your first one?
Yeah, my first stream on PS5 for sure.
Yeah. So that's why it goes wrong, and it all happened because I wasn't able to log into the YouTube account because it wouldn't let me. So really a calamity of errors today. But we've still got 15 cars. We've still got 21 laps of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. The season opener will continue, and you cannot pit at all on this lap. You have to do one green flag lap and then pit. So let's see how many fall for this.
As you mentioned, Cam cannot go until the start-finish line, or the vicinity of it. So all eyes on him, and when he goes, to make sure he does it correctly. In the test races, Arnold got it wrong, and Kyle got it right. Cam is doing a perfect job so far. Yori, P2 by the way, I didn't even realise. Everybody holding, and that's perfect.
Look at that, nice and close down towards turn 1. Plenty of side-by-sides. We can see Cloud trying to go to the inside of SD Mats. He's done it because SD Mats is going clean off the track.
Oh!
A few people trying to hit their tires up, and there's a front wing gone. And OKK's front wing, I believe, or was it somebody else's? It might have been Arnoud's. Arnoud's front wing's gone again. And so it's not a puncture this time, he's just got no front wing. Like I say, debris causes punctures now. Newgarden's left the session. He will not ghost. This might cause problems as well. So look at that. We've got Pete and Iceman fighting away. Oh,
Iceman's
into
gone.
the wall goes Iceman. He's bent it. He would have been one of the leading guys. He's off again as Jamie goes past. And I think Pete's going through as well because we've got Kyle going right round his outside. What a move that is. There must be damage. No, I don't think there is actually. Oh, he's nearly put Jamie into the wall. Has Pete. I don't quite know where his pace has gone there, Pete, but Jamie losing the position to Vitinho, and Arnoud, like I say, still no front wing. Iceman with
Pete almost hit the wall.
A little bit of damage. Yeah, I wonder if he has floor damage, Pete, or something, because he's really struggling at the minute. I don't know what exactly is happening with him. I haven't got any
Jamie all over the back of Vitinho now.
Yeah, he's got no. He must have some struggles. Marine's been. We've got a pile up here. This could be a safety car again. It's SD Mats. It's a safety car. 3 cars right at this race. Newgarden, the car that was not in the race anymore. That might be the cause of that. I imagine he might have tried to pass him, but obviously he doesn't ghost and he's going slower into the corners. And we're down to 12 cars, and Iceman's had a collision with Newgarden, who's out anyway. So quite how you can have a collision with a car that's no longer in the race, I don't know.
Arnoud, no front wing, by the way.
Yeah,
well, he doesn't. He doesn't. It keeps glitching on my screen. So
again, though, this broken front wing, ironically, is a good thing because he gets to pit now, and there's only 12 cars left, so he only loses 1 position. In fact, he doesn't lose a position because Iceman's pitting too. So, yeah, this actually helps these two out significantly. Iceman might have played himself into position here. Although he has the penalty, I don't know if you can take this under the safety car. The game lets you do that, because in real life, of course you can't, but in the game, who knows? Let's see. Will the game make him take it? It does. So he gets to take that penalty under the safety car. That's a bit stupid, but I'm sure he's not going to complain.
By the way, Owen, don't forget another new rule we brought in is that you must finish the race to score points.
Yes.
So that's 8 drivers not scoring points. So you think by the time we get to the playoffs, that's going to be massive for SD Mats and Meringue and Jake and Cloudy, Jamie and Kieran, who are all the full-time drivers there. Obviously, Newgarden is just filling in, and Red Matt as well. So that's quite important.
So let's see again, because we know where the debris is. It's all in towards the final sector. I think it's turn 15, I want to say it is. That's where all the debris is. I can get the track back up.
Playoff point for Cam, by the way. He did win stage 1. First playoff point of the season went to Arnold for that pole position. The 2 playoff points already.
I'm not entirely sure Cam's too happy about this, though, because he is kind of stuck here thinking, I've got to make 2 stops, and everyone else has already made at least one. Half the grid's made at least 1. 2 have made their full stops. I mean, he must be worried a little bit about this. But we'll see what he does. We'll see what he does. Safety car will be in this lap. I'm just going to see, anyone picked up a puncture in this? Because it's something you've got to look up. Got to look for now, especially if we get any more accidents in this race. We're so early on. I don't know what the minimum number of finishes in a JACKOCAR race is, but this must be pushing it for certainly a season opener anyway.
Season opener, yeah. I'm just trying to think. Surely Singapore season 1, we would have had. We had 5.
We had 6.
No, we had 5. Singapore season 1, because remember Mr. John got that podium. I think Connor finished that race. Khalifa finished the race. I can't even remember who won it. I know Dexter was second and Jamie Bromley won, I think. I think that was the 5. So yeah 5 is our lowest number ever.
Wall of Death, if you remember that, when the tyre barrier came out of place, but it was invisible, and so no one could see it, and so everyone crashed into an invisible wall. There was about 8 cars at the same time just wiped themselves out. So we haven't had a situation as dramatic as that, but the fact is we've just had Kieran didn't see the lights, so that's why he didn't ever leave the grid. The lights never came on for him, so he was disqualified by default because the game was messing him about, so that's unfortunate. Jamie, Red Matt, Cloudy... Well, Jamie and Red Matt were wiped out in the first lap accident. Cloudy binned it under safety car. I don't think he was in the pit lane. I think he just spun off into there as OKK hits the wall under safety car. Hopefully he hasn't got any damage there, because a small hit with simulation damage is enough. I'm just trying to see his front wing. I think it's alright. And then Jake, Marine and SD Matt and Newgarden all out of the race as well.
It gets me every time. Meringue.
Marion. I know his name's Marion, but come on. Marion.
Yeah, I was quite happy with Marin.
Yeah, it's a difficult name. We will get used to it. I do apologise. I hope you're not offended, but do let us know if you are, though, because we will just call him Marion. But, yeah. Except, how did Jake retire, actually? I'm already forgetting how he
hit the wall, outside wall, turn 2.
Yes, you're right. Yes, because he had a puncture as well under safety car, and it put him into the wall. He had a puncture along with Arnold, who they both ran over Cloudy Bloom's debris after he crashed on the pit lane exit. And then obviously Marion, Mats and Newgarden all binned it here.
In this lap.
So, Cam has successfully managed to conduct 1 safety car restart correctly. Let's see if he can do it again. Remember, no one's allowed to pit on this restart lap, and I have a feeling there'll be a few people who are quite desperate to pit. I wouldn't be at all surprised if we saw most of, if not the whole field, into the pits. I'm pretty sure it's pretty much a golden ticket right now for an Arnold victory. Although, well, yeah, it's a golden ticket for his victory because he's on mediums as well as Iceman. So both of those two, they'll be fighting for the win. So looking for Arnold and Iceman, those two could be a crucial fight. But let's see. Cam is, I assume he's got his foot down and he's just sitting on the limiter. But so here he comes to the line. He's away again.
Perfect again from Cam. Really good.
And Vitinho appears to have had a poor start as Jamie goes up the inside of. Someone's on the wall.
That was Pete having problems.
I think it was Pete. Yeah, and a front wing gone. again. So KK's front wing this time. It definitely is him. And yeah, the front guys kept it clean. It's just those guys at the back. I don't think they even crashed into anyone. I think they're hitting the turn 1 exit wall. I think that's what they're doing. As we see Pete trying to go run instead of NK Bourne. Arno just sitting and wait. No one else has crashed yet because we actually haven't had a full racing lap without an accident, unfortunately. And there's another one. Okay, KK's bend it again.
Missed that, sorry.
I hope he doesn't retire. He's left. Okay, well, the next best thing. As Arno tries running outside of Pete, that's a risky one. He decides to back out of it, heading towards the castle section. Hopefully we're all still making it through okay.
Arnold should know after 3 whole seasons of racing, Pete, that you don't do that around the outside of the Season 1 champion.
No, you don't do that, especially a Season 1 champion that's struggling.
Oh, he's at the wall! Oh!
How has he got away with that? I can't believe it. No floor damage or anything, I don't think. I assume Pete does have floor damage because he is so slow. He's not hit R9 as he's let him through. But I assume he's got floor damage because his pace is consistent with what it was in the last restart, which was just really slow.
Pete, I think, has wing damage, front right wing damage.
Oh, it's a front right wing this time.
Yeah.
Ah, right. Clyde and Patino. Clyde's no front wing. That's gone well. He must hit the wall at the end of the lap, and I think there might be a puncture in there as well. Rear right puncture. He's in the wall. That's what rear right punctures do to you. You can't control it at that point. Cam and Yuri pitted, but look at this. Clyde can't turn himself around. There is some debris out there. The guys who are in the pits are getting through all right. Cam comes back out as the lead car out of that, but he's way behind Arnold, like way behind him, which is a shame. But Iceman is our net race leader at the minute, but the actual race leader is Kyle. He's just overtaken Jordan as Jamie gets into the back race as well. He's on the softs. We'll be looking to try and do something on those, try and get to the front before he pits. Clyde looks like he has made it back to the pits with an absolutely ruined rear right. But as Jacko says, as long as you finish the race, you're still eligible for points. That should stop people just
Iceman's had a moment.
Iceman has had a moment. And Arnold's going to try around the outside again. Iceman, well, I wonder if he doesn't realise that's for the race lead. He seems to get that up quite easily. He could easily just kept it on the inside and there would have been nothing Arnold could do except back out.
I think he'll know.
in the wall again. Is MK Bourne in the wall?
He
or
was.
Has he just gone really slowly up the hill? Arnold's gone past him, but then he's lost the exit. They're all struggling for grip so much here. And Iceman struggling too to get by MK Bourne. Is this floor damage for MK Bourne perhaps? Because we've got to think about that, because there's no visible front wing damage. It's most likely the floor that you could have done in. It's hard to tell though at this stage. You'd notice most of straight line speed, I guess, but you can see Arnold's gone clear. And Iceman, it's just stuck now. Oh,
you should get him
so
hit.
Difficult. So difficult not to have an accident when you're trying to follow a car through there, must be said. As Jordan now pits, Kyle sets the fastest lap of the race.
MK Bourne pits as well.
MK Bourne pits. What's he going to do? Is he just going to change his front wing, I guess?
There was no wing damage.
That's the
not
problem.
on stream anyway. So it's got to be floor.
I think he has got a front wing. It's a front wing he's going for. Maybe,
interesting.
Maybe it is. I think light green damage is quite significant now in this game, so even if it's a small white damage, that could be what's happened. Zenke Bourne 6 to meet the hard zone. Now, he is finished his second stop now as well, so he would technically actually be sitting for 4th place, but I don't think it's going to end up working out that way for him, but he is the 4th man to do his full mandatory set of stops. And looks like Kyle's checked out at the front. He had that fastest lap. DRS is enabled, but Arnold's the only one who can use it at the minute, apart from Jordan as well, but none of them are in the zone for it anyway, so we'll talk about when we actually get there. And the gaps are gone now anyway.
Yep, and they're all running so close to that wall at Castle as well. I wouldn't be surprised to see another accident as Arnold continues to follow Vitinho in Sector 2 here. That big Brazilian flag, close to 200 miles an hour. Brazilian flag with wheels on. Now it's going to make the move down the inside. What's that?
I'm saying I hope you haven't seen it. I hope you've seen the chat, Jack. We've already got our first argument of the season with Ryan and SD Max certainly at war over that accident. Someone's been in the wall. It's Jamie. Jamie's lost his front wing, and I'm surprised no one's got a puncture of that because that debris went flying directly into Arnold's face. And he's gone past though Vitinho, and obviously Jamie's into the pits. Another
big lock up for Arnold.
They're all just crashing on their own round here. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so surprised. You can tell it's our first race back, can't you? I mean, it's just a bit rusty at the minute.
Iceman very slow. Is that a puncher?
Could be.
Just
There's a lot of
very
debris.
slow car.
Yeah, front right I think was slow. Front right was punctured, I think.
Wow.
It looked like it was down. Punctures, like I say, they are a massive problem this year. They've got to remember this. You can't just see some debris and run over like you used to be able to. You've got to avoid it.
Of course, unlike any other league, the hybrid with the simulation damage, not many leagues run it. And I'll tell you something for certain, no leagues run this rules package.
So then, we are going to see another playoff point earned at the end of this lap. I imagine Kyle will stay out and claim it. I don't see why he would pit now and maybe not get it. Although in fairness, a 3-second gap might be enough to claim it regardless. But let's see what he does. I think they're going to have to pit at some point, Kyle, for his second stop, because he's got to think about that soon.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll go long and try for softs. I don't know.
Oh, and it's one of those races, like, 8 cars have retired, so you may as well take the playoff point, think of the long game, and you're going to get good points anyway, because 8 drivers have failed to score. So you just got to finish the race at this point, and that's yellow flags. It's OKK.
No, has he lost the front wing again, or has he just had a wee moment? Not too sure what's happened there, but he's still going. Seemingly no major front wing damage. Kyle has got the point. That's
stage 2 win for Kyle. And the next playoff points available are for the race winner, 5 of them, and a ticket to the playoffs.
Has crashed. Clyde, I believe that is a crash. We're under our 3rd safety car of the day, and suddenly it's now advantage 2. I'd imagine Cam, I guess, because he's on fresher tyres and Arnold is now. That's about all we can really say. I think Arnold's still quick though, but at least Cam can catch up to him now. So now that second pit stop, the advantage he would have gained out of that is a bit sort of gone now. Although Cam doesn't pick him, they all
MK Bourne, drive-through penalty. He was speeding. I was on board with him.
I was going to say, actually, they've all pitted. They haven't pitted yet. Kyle, Vitinho, Cam, Yuri, Jordan, or OKK. So, yeah, they're still going to pit their second time. So actually, sorry, they don't get much of an advantage here. Maybe Jamie, Pete, Iceman, MK Bourne, even though he's got his penalty, still takes some sort of advantage out of this. But yeah, it just helps Arnold more, I guess. But well, another safety car. We're getting used to these now. We've still got 2 more that we can use as well in this race.
Do you remember as well, turns 1 and 2 were so clean on the first lap? And we've been left with this.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
Marion in the JACKOCAR chat. Man, I should make a series on my YouTube beating your time trials with my feet. It's getting toxic already, folks. This SD Mance Marion beef might get quite interesting because he's not happy, Marion. That's going to go to the Discord for all of the stewarding decisions, I'd imagine, because that's going to be quite the night for you, trying to deal with those two having a wee fight. But, well, you can deal with that later on. Because, well, we're going to have to sit behind safety car for quite a while now, because there is a field spread at the minute of 1 minute 17 seconds. So we will be under this for about 2 or 3 laps. Hasn't been the cleanest race, if I'm honest with you, but at least in fairness we get this one out of the way, and we can move on to an actual racing track next. Where are we next, actually? We could probably talk about
France.
that now, I suppose. France. Yes. Yeah. We're not going to get this many retirements at France. I can confirm that for certain. There's no walls that you could possibly hit that would cause this many retirements.
Don't say that.
Yeah. I guess we'll cross that bridge when we crash into it, but...
Hey. Is that your first joke of the season?
It's a shocking joke. I mean,
but it's a joke.
It doesn't even make any sense. But it is a joke, yeah. I mean, unless Marine's a joke, but Marine probably isn't too happy with anyone at the minute, so probably shouldn't tell him about that joke.
No, Meringue has actually crashed out in both test races that we did, and now the first race of the season.
Yeah. So probably isn't having the best time at the minute, but at least you're always up from that one. Same for all the other retirements, but well, the one I feel most sorry for is Kieran. He didn't even get going.
and you know, Owen, from like season to season or even race to race, we look at most improved driver. Vitinho but not Vitinho. Vitinho's internet. It's incredible today.
Oh, yes.
It's still a little bit laggy, but
No
compared to
issues.
what it was in the Kia series last season, it's
Well, I mean,
actually...
considering he's on the other side of the planet, we'll give him plenty of credit for that. It's impressive that he's still here. So well done. Because I remember, even back in the ILR days when we had people from Australia, Zeppadoodle, I remember.
Oh,
his
memories.
internet was shocking. He was quick as well, but the internet just was his downfall, sadly. But it's good to see someone from the other side of the world now has good internet.
He was quick, but his internet wasn't.
Yeah, that was good fun. That was good times, that in LR8. But, well, that's
old
sort of what
days.
led to all this, actually, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sort of the predecessors of this, so...
And here we are now, Season 4, 2 tiers, 50 drivers, and the best 2 commentary lineups in the world of esports.
Speaking of which, I'm sure everyone's looking forward to seeing what me, Jacko, and Andy are going to get up to. I assume Andy's still coming to our karting, mainly because he is Scottish.
Oh, he is.
There's no way he can skip out on it, because you're going to get the top... We're going to have to do something when we're at that track, you know. The three of us. The original Championship 5 commentary team.
Yes.
For the first 2 seasons, we could make our Championship 5 piece right there, you know.
In some ways, I relate quite well to Andy because he had that absolute amazing intro for China Championship 5, much like me today.
And me in the Championship 5 last season.
Oh, yeah. See, it's happened to the best of us.
It's happened to all of us.
That's PS5 things.
Yes.
Right. On a serious note.
Has MKK caught up? No, he hasn't caught up, but he will at some point. Did MK Bourne just pip there, by the way? I think he pip. I think he did pip. Did he pip for a front wing now? Let's see. Because it's quite important if he did. He didn't pit for a front wing. He pitted on lap 15. A regular pit stop. Did he try and take his drive through or something? Because that is as illegal a pit stop as I've ever seen.
Is he on medium tyres? He is. He's gone from hard to mediums.
Yeah.
He has literally just done it.
2.7 second stop. Yeah, it was like a 2-second stop. You can check the race director. Very handily tells you. Very handy wee tool, this, you know. Because you can just catch out all the wee cheating buggers.
Well, if you are interested,
He just forgot the rule there.
The weather has just got... Oh, he's in the wall. Oh, it's okay, Kate. He's got away with it.
Oh dear.
Okay, Kate, coming into the season after a horrible season 3. I mean, his race isn't exactly going amazing so far. But, you know, 9 drivers are out. This is good points. This is, what is it? This would be 6 points for him.
Yeah. I mean, of course, though, this is a decent track for him, though. I mean, this is where he got his first ever JACKOCAR win. It propelled him on to Championship Charge in Season 1, which then sadly ended
I
in
think
China
you'll find...
entry.
Oh, you're talking about Mike, sorry. MK.
Yeah, MK Bourne. Still about him.
I was on about OKK still.
Because OKK, of course, was the first ever race winner for JACKOCAR race.
In Australia.
In Australia, all the way back in Season 1. Also won in China, not China, in Italy, didn't he?
Yeah, Season 2 at Throwback Week.
Season 2, yes.
Now then, let's watch Kyle.
Throwbacks. I'll never say the car restart in Baku. Wow. Kyle leading the race again as well.
This new rule, it seems to be working so far. Cam nailed 2. Can Kyle do the same? Look at Arnold though, ready to pounce, and Kyle will go now. Perfect restart.
Cam's had a really good start, but he can't quite get around outside of Vitinho. He has to back off on that one. Jamie might have a chance to come back. Few drivers side by side. I don't think anyone's actually gone to the turn 1 wall though this time. Are they saving it for turn 2 perhaps? Plenty of side by side through there again, but I think
they all get through.
They've all got through, yes. Jamie now pulls out alongside and now ahead of Cam. Cam decides to back it off, doesn't want to have an accident, and that could put Pete on the back of him now. Let's just see, remember who's pitted twice. Pete and mainly Jamie. Jamie's the highest man out there, he's made 2 stops, so you've got to keep your eye on him to challenge Arnold, who is sat behind Kyle at the moment. And I assume just biding his time. These two are ERT teammates. They don't want to sabotage each other too much. But they are going to be aware that Jamie's coming, and it could hand the victory to him in the first race of the season. But let's see what happens.
Oh, Iceman's so committed through Castle as well. It's great to see. Oh, you know what? Oh, and I think Pete has floor damage. I keep seeing a lot of sparks, like more than the usual amount.
I think he's so slow, unfortunately. Or at least he was in the first 2 restarts. This one is not as bad. I just don't know what happened on the first one. But I thought it was floor damage. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But here's Jamie now trying to get by Coutinho. Obviously Arnold's trying to get by Kyle as well. But I have to assume Kyle and Coutinho, both of them will be in the pit lane at some point soon. They can't go on forever. As Kyle moves over to the left-hand side. I think that is pit lane bound. It is indeed. Same for Coutinho. Both of them into the pit lane. And so it's Arnold from Jamie. That is your race, probably to the end. Let's see if Jamie on the 5-lap newer tyres can fight this one. Drivers still to stop, by the way, are Cam and Jordan. And the rest of them have all made their mandatory stops. And MK Bourne is, he's taking his drive through, but I reckon he'll probably have a 30-second penalty at the end of this, which is a shame because he's actually come out ahead of Kyle in all this. So, that's a shame for him. But now we can focus on that big fight towards the front, although it has to be said that Arnold once again is just pulling off into the distance, isn't he, Jacko?
It does appear to be that way. This is a man, by the way, when we remind you all the time, Season 1 regular season championship, missed out on the Championship 5, and in the last 2 seasons he's made it to the Championship 5 but not done anything with it. Last season in Austria, 100% race, he led 65 of those laps, and there were 71, and he didn't lead the one that was the most important, which of course Khalifa went on to win that title. But surely, Season 4, can he come back? 4th time lucky maybe, but a lot of eyes, a lot of attention has been on Iceman and Pete, Jamie. There's another new Jamie as well. Other drivers who are looking to make a claim in JACKOCAR and see what they can do. Anybody could be champion. It's wide open, but Arnold at the moment leads in Baku and is just 10 laps away from advancing to the playoffs.
Is Cam pitting? Yes, he is. DRS is enabled. I don't think anyone at the front is going to be too worried about that, unless Pete can maybe close a couple of tenths. But it does feel that Jamie has started to close the gap a little bit on the race leader, which, I hope we get a good fight for this one.
I'll tell you what, Pete's in this as well, isn't he?
He is in this as well, but his tyres are slightly older than Jamie's. But look, at the top 2 start to fight at all, and if there's any penalties getting involved, then yes, Jamie and Pete are right in this. But let's see further back, because Coutinho's on softs. Everyone else pitted for the medium, but Coutinho's on the softs. As is okay, but he's too far back, I think, to do anything unless we get another safety car. That's a huge accident, and that will surely be a safety car again, as Coutinho has MK Bourne in the wall on the straight. I was on board with Coutinho. They sort of merged towards each other. I'm not too sure what that was all about, but they connected, and Coutinho and MK Bourne were sent into the wall. And
there's
that
MK Bourne.
probably would end up being Coutinho's fault, because Coutinho's now into the wall. Look as well, we're down to 9 cars now. So KK will move up. Don't get a puncture on any of the debris. There's quite a lot of it. The drivers have got to be aware of that now. And you can't pit under the safety car once again. And this gives Kyle, Cam, Yuri on the very freshest tyres a bit of a chance to come back again.
I say this race isn't over, is it? Oh, Pete's left the session.
Pete's left the session. This is great. As Arnold, who's now on the oldest tyres out there, now maybe thinks, I'm under a bit of pressure now. That is probably the most dramatic accident of the day, that one. Coutinho and NK Bourne just colliding on the straight. That was so bizarre. It's like something that you would do if you're trying to cause a crash, that one.
I do apologise. I missed it on stream, sadly. It sounded quite good. But this safety car has ruined Jordan's day, and someone pits. It is Pete Knighton, but
ghost.
It is Pete's ghost.
Isn't here.
Yeah.
That's a real disaster, that.
So he won't be penalised for that, because obviously he had nothing to do with it. He's not in control of his car.
It stuck him onto older tyres anyway.
Oh.
Or the same age tyres. It's 8-lap-old tyres to 8-lap-old tyres. So I think, frankly, he's just fallen back as far as he would have fallen back anyway, since his car wasn't here. Hopefully he gets back in the session though, because he could still have a chance at some sort of result in this race. Okay, he's not the best guy right here because he's on the soft tyres and he will end up with a decent chance to move up the grid. But yeah, Pete's saying his game did crash. Hopefully he can get back in because 9 cars in this, there's still good points to be had.
Absolute worst if everybody finishes, so that's okay at the moment. He would get 8 points for finishing there. And when you look at the championship standings after tonight, the guy in 10th is going to be on 0. So that's an 8-point gap that OKK, or whoever finishes there, will have. 8 points, Owen. You think of that come Austria, round 9, on the playoff cut-off race. That's massive. 8 points is 8 on-track positions, don't forget.
We've seen it so many times where it has come down to such small margins. So yeah, this is going to make a big difference. And yeah, we'll see what happens when we eventually get to that stage. But we've got to see who actually gets to the end of this one first, because there's a good potential we'll lose more cars here. Because on a restart like this, when the guy with the best tyres is last, and the guy with the second best tyres is in the middle of the pack, that tells me we're going to get plenty of on-track action. Could also mean accidents. Oh yes, and the guy in the lead has by far the worst tyres. It's a recipe for carnage, which we've seen multiple times in this race.
Classic JACKOCAR, poised and set up nicely, isn't it? Once again. See, a lot of leagues...
This isn't a 100% race, you know,
yeah.
We'll be here all night.
A 9-car race in a lot of leagues will be a farce, but it works out perfectly for our setup.
Yes. Certainly a bit of a baptism of fire, though, for some of the new boys who've come in here and thought, what the hell am I here? Because we've got all the old ones left now. We've got all the OGs who are still here. And all the new boys are sitting in their battered cars thinking, what have I signed up for?
I can just point this out, by the way. The experience of JACKOCAR is showing here. Arnaud, J-Luke, Jordan, the top 3, Pete, Yori, OKK. They've all been here since day 1. Kyle missed season 1. Cam's been here since day 1, actually saying that. And Iceman joined midway through season 2, so it is all the experienced drivers left still running.
Right then, so OKK's caught the back of the pack. A former winner of a round 1 in the championship. He's on the best tyres. He's only going to have 6 laps to use them, but that should mean they shouldn't lose too much speed. So this will be a big opportunity for him to win a race, a big opportunity for any of them, because luckily no one's got any penalties. It means anyone here can win this still. Although I'd say the lack of penalties might well be due to the fact we've only had about 7 or 8 laps of actual racing. Still, we'll get the last 6 now. Only one more safety car slot, so if we need it, we'll use it. But yes, let's see what's going to happen here. It should be in the end of this lap, Jacko.
Should be. Kyle, sorry, I'm just trying to work something out.
So I've got people messaging me, so I need to respond to them, so they leave me alone. But safety car should be in this lap. We know the restart procedure. You shouldn't be able to get it wrong, because you should be sat on the limiter all the way to the start-finish line. So the game should actually let you go when it's ready to. So this safety car restart should be relatively simple. And you can see it is in this lap. So, Arnaud then. You wouldn't have thought when you saw him with a puncture earlier on in the race that he'd be sat here about to lead the pack to a restart, but this is what JACKOCAR is. This is what we've seen so many times before, and it's what we're about to see again now. So Arnaud, like I say, he should be sat on the limiter, so it shouldn't be...
he got this wrong in the test races, Owen, so I'm intrigued to see how he does this. Silverstone test race, he went way too early, nobody could keep up. But he's doing it a lot better here. 9 cars to the end, 6 to go. Arnaud gets us underway once again.
Jimmy straight onto the overtake mode, and Kyle straight overtaking people. And I think Jordan had a wee slide, but he hasn't been put under pressure because I think Cam did as well. But Cam still tries up the inside. It's been an accident already. Pete's lost half his front wing, and I wonder we had a little bit of a Constantina effect, because I wouldn't be at all surprised if Yuri might have got onto the back of him as well. He still gets past, but I can't see the front wing damage. Is that Cam trying to go past Iceman, or is it just backing off again? We're backing off a lot. And OKK now just has to get by Pete, and then that'll be everyone past the damaged car. Surely that'll be Pete's chances of victory gone. But Jordan just does not have any pace at the minute, so Cam really needs to clear him soon. You can see what older tyres are doing, so you can imagine how the front two are feeling about Kyle coming up on them, as OKK does clear Pete, but you can see he lost 2.5 seconds.
Pete let him go in the end, caught that one.
So, no DRS for the first couple of laps, but looks like Arnold's already made the gap, which isn't encouraging if you're Jamie. But will Arnold start to feel the pressure? Will those tyres start to lose grip? They will be very old tyres by the end of this race, it has to be said. They'll be, what, 18, 19 laps old when the checker flag flies. That's hardly going to be a good condition to have your tyre in, especially in these high load corners at the end of the lap. You could easily see Arnold facing backwards towards the end of this race in this section here. And Jamie does have a nice slipstream on the main straight, so he should be able to get into position for DRS soon. Speaking of
Cam on the back of Jordan.
Cam.
Yeah.
Cam will go up the inside surely now. He's losing too much time. He's on good tyres here. He's got to make use of them, but he isn't passed yet. And Iceman is just sitting in wait. And he can't make it either as Jamie's ghost car pits, because Iceman did leave.
Yeah, and Jordan still needs to make his final pit stop as well. Pete has once again left the session. Yeah. Cam down the inside of Jordan, makes it stick this time. Iceman looking to follow him through. Not too far back.
I do hope Jordan's remembered about the pit stop rule.
Yeah, if not, it will be a straight up disqualification.
Yeah, it would be a shame to see him lose a decent top 5 result. But that does appear to be what's happening right now, because I'm sure he would have pitted at the end of that first lap if he'd realised. Well, let's see. Kyle's the one who's looking like the most aggressive driver in this top 3. Not really a surprise when you consider how new his tyres are compared to the rest. It's going to be crucial to see if he can challenge for the victory, because he's got to get by Jamie as soon as possible. But he's not going to get DRS until the start of the next lap on the exit at turn 2. So we'll see if he's able to do anything there. He should get a good run. He might even try it on the main straight, you know, if he has a good enough run. He has got a little bit more ERS than Jamie. So let's see. How's Arnold taking those fast corners at the end of the track? No, he's using his ERS as he heads through them, so it's not too bad for him.
Oh, and the top 3, by the way, have 21 wins between them in the Cup Series. Crazy amount. A lot of experience there. As Iceman gets past Jordan. We missed that, but Jordan does pit. And Kyle sets the fastest lap.
So, I think Jamie does get DRS. He does indeed. Jamie's in DRS. That'll help him.
So does Kyle.
Very much indeed. But will Kyle still try and pass anyway? The last thing these two need is to fight too much over this. And I think that might be what's about to happen, which would be a bit of a shame for this race if the second and third place drivers mean that neither of them can win the race. We've lost gaps again. That's really good timing, EA, Cody's. Whoever controls that part of the game. But,
oh, sorry, that's me. You were looking on the stream, weren't you?
No, I'm looking at my screen.
So I just turned all the data
off. Nah, I've lost all timings.
Brilliant.
They will recover, I think, at the start of the next lap, where we should hopefully, if we want to see a good end to this race, Kyle past Jamie. Because it looks like Arnold's pulled very much away from Jamie now, so it shouldn't be too difficult for Kyle to clear the series Season 2 champion. Of course, it's the man that lost out so little
how long
Jamie,
did that take?
so
23 laps.
I mentioned it earlier in the race as well.
Oh, did you? Sorry.
I have to mention it. It's mandatory, but
here we go.
Get through quite easily. I don't think... Well, I'm surprised using this much ERS actually, because he will just blast past with a DRS anyway, and he's now going to have to get a move on, because that's the race victory up ahead. He's got 3 laps to do it. He's got 10 lap fresher tyres. You've got the tyres up, don't you? What's Arnold's tyres looking like?
Arnold's tyres do hold the line caller. He has his 1% wing damage on his front left end plate is absolutely nothing, but they are on 40% the rear tyres and close to 40% on the front. Kyle's are, the worst ones at 20%, so he's well in here.
Yeah. Well, let's see what's going to happen. Jordan's all over the back of JACKOCAR as well. I imagine Jordan's probably going to try and go for the fastest lap of this race. It's currently held by Pete. So has Pete come back? I assume he has. Setting the fastest lap, so he's now got it. So maybe JACKOCAR can't get it now. Or Jordan can't get it, but we'll see. Kyle, 1.2 seconds. Now 1.3. Oh, is he going to be able to do this? Oh, I don't know. I'm nervous about this one. He should be quick, but I think Arnold's ERS saving is doing the job.
Isn't it crazy how this whole race, all the drama, and we end up with these three leading the way?
Yeah.
Some things never change.
Typical, isn't it?
Change all your rules, bring new drivers in, new game, and it's still a very familiar top three. Like I said, 21 wins between these guys. This is only our 51st race as well. It's nearly half the races. But that gap getting close to a second now between Kyle and Arnold. Jamie's dropping back. His tyres are not in a good place. I don't think he's at much risk to Cam though.
This is DRS time, Jacko. There he goes, it's open. Yep. The rear wing is open, but how much is Kyle closing?
Not a lot of ERS though, no.
Nor has Arnold. They're going to have to do this pretty much on their own now. The ERS is just not going to help them as much. And I still expect Kyle to be quicker through the corners. So, let's see what happens.
Khalifa begging for the timings to come back on. I've turned them off. Just to be paid.
You're very evil.
I know, I love it.
Let's see, Pete's in the pits again. Is he going to try another fastest lap?
He's got to try something.
Because he's not losing anything by pitting. He already has fastest lap. I don't think Kyle's got enough to win this race unless Arnold has some sort of big error.
He needs a miracle sector 3.
Yeah, God. He needs to send it into here and have a good exit. But they're both using the ERS on the exit. Minimal slipstream for Kyle. Surely he's got more grip through the high speed section here.
It's not enough.
But it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, Jacko.
It's going to be, if Kyle's going to do it, it's going to be with 1 lap to go. Definitely not sponsored by Credit One Bank. The season opener here in the JACKOCAR Cup Series. It's Arnold versus Kyle for the win. Only 9 cars on track. Only 9 cars will score points provided they make it round. But this is it. DRS once again for Kyle.
I noticed you had Premier Inn as one of the sponsors, so this is the Premier Inn final lap of the JACKOCAR season opener.
Yeah, and the tables will show Premier Inn most laps led, as that seems to be a thing we count here, is laps led.
Yes.
I'll be updated at the end of the week. But let's keep our eyes on this. It's down to 3/4 of a second. And now back up to 9/10. But I think Kyle might have a bit more DRS at the moment. He doesn't. And by DRS, I mean ERS.
He's struggling. Arnold's really struggling for
he is.
He isn't getting through quickly.
His rear tyres are on nearly 60%.
How is there warnings? Just in case a mistake happens for Arnold here. No, he's not going to get a penalty now.
No.
But this is
Look at this, Owen.
a chance for DRS. This is a chance for DRS. As long as Kyle keeps this on the islands. We've seen this happen in esports races before. And I have a feeling if Arnold's rear grip is as bad as it looked in the middle sector, then it wouldn't have been very good out of that final corner. And all Kyle has to do now, as he heads around the final corner, is pass him. It's as simple as that. Arnold can weave, but as soon as that DRS becomes active, I have a feeling Kyle will be going straight past. Here he comes, closing in, Where's he going to go?
Oh.
That's going to be a penalty. That's a penalty. That's absolutely a penalty, Jacob.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's a penalty. So Kyle wins the season opener.
Well, if it's
God
not a
knows where
penalty,
Arnaud's going to go.
it is
If
our
that's not a
closest
penalty-
race finish ever.
If that's not a penalty, Jacko, I don't know what is. It's
Well,
as simple as that, so...
you are allowed to weave as much as you like,
but you
providing it
can't
is not
block someone.
dangerous.
That took a driver out of the race. So I'm just going to call it. I'm sorry. Kyle's your race winner. From Jamie, Cam. God knows where Arnaud's going to go, but that wasn't fair. That just was not fair. Iceman, Yuri, Jordan, OKK, and I imagine Pete will go for the fastest lap. He's using all the ERS he's got. And I think he's already got fastest lap anyway, but let's see anyway. Is he going to be able to improve? What's his time so far?
There's a 138 something.
38.753. Let's see. He doesn't
nope.
improve, Jacko.
He does
Disaster. Finishes only 9th.
But that's 8 points more than the guy in 10th.
Exactly. Jimmy then, driver of the day. You'll enjoy that.
Definitely a game glitch. We'll let them enjoy the podium. Normally I would skip this, but of course when you're streaming, you're not allowed.
Yeah,
Arnaud.
you have to sit and watch it now.
Oh, actually it's Arnaud. He fast.
I'd hate to be a... Well, actually, no, I wouldn't hate to be a steward, because I would disqualify him on... Well, I wouldn't disqualify him, but I'd penalise him on the spot. Arnaud. Call me harsh. But at least I'm not biased, because I'm an ERT member. This is 2 ERT members. So I'm not being biased. I'm just saying it as I see it. And that's Arnaud moved about 1 million times, but when it actually came to Cal making the move, he blocked him off and hit him. So,
You are correct. So we'll leave that one for the stewards.
The stewards. I've given my clear views. You know what I'm like. I'll always make a snap decision while I'm watching a stream. But here's the provisional order. Arnaud, Kyle, Jamie, Cam, Iceman, Yuri, Jordan, OKK, and Speed Mountain, who also had the fastest lap. The stage points went to Cam and to Kyle, and then the rest: Fatinho, MK Born, Clyde, Newgarden, SD Mats, Marine, oh dear, Jake, Cloudy, Red Matt, Jamie, and Kieran all score no points as they didn't finish.
Excellent.
That's us then, I think. You have to do the exit now. Ooh,
Yeah.
that's weird.
Bloody hell.
I don't have any buttons to press. I can just sit and relax now. Have a nice weekend, folks.
I'll be totally honest, I don't have any buttons to press either. I think we're waiting on somebody to ready up. But it doesn't really matter. We'll end it here. That is, by the way, the closest finish ever in JACKOCAR, if it stands. But with that, we'll see you all next week in France, where we get to do it all over again. Hopefully we get a few more finishes. But for now, that will do us. God bless.
Fantastic.